All right. I believe we are live. I am joined today with Martine, and we are here for the Shelf This Book Club pick for December, which was chosen by Stasia. And I thought she was coming, but she's not here yet. Um, but it sounds like she's on her way. So she'll be here soon. And we are discussing More of You by A.L. Jackson. I feel like I always prioritize buying these picks. So I always have it to hold up, and this I don't. It's a Kindle Unlimited romance. And I think it was a journey
I
for
can
both
agree with that.
people involved. I do know Martine's rating, but I don't think I know anyone else's rating. I mean, I know some people DNF'd it, but I don't know Stasia's rating. So when she jumps in, I'll be curious to know. And I haven't spoken my rating, but I feel like my rating is open to influence based on this discussion. I also feel like this is a book that I didn't super like strongly hate, but the more like all the words that are going to come out of my mouth are going to sound negative. And you, I feel like probably did hate it, so all the sounds are also going to be negative.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm excited to discuss that.
Michaela's just glad she's not still hearing it.
Oh, yeah. Ruby's here. Hi, Ruby. I did not read the book, but we'll still hang out with you guys. I mean, we're glad to have you here. I'm really bad at saying when we're going to spoil things, so if you're not scared to be spoiled for this book, hang out. If you are scared to be spoiled, leave. I feel like you can't really spoil a romance.
I also don't recommend this
Yeah,
one.
nor should you maybe read it. But that's okay. Ruby's here for the gossip. We'll see how much we have to deliver.
I knew Ruby would be here for the gossip.
For the
Ruby
gossip.
loves being here for the
I mean,
gossip.
this is a good, I feel like everyone who regularly participates in the book club and didn't read this, it's because they're not interested. So it's definitely one that you could hang out in the live show and not have too much to worry about. Should I maybe pitch the book? What is the premise of this book? It is second chance teenage sweethearts with like a dark, weird, he ghosted her and you're gonna find out why. And yeah, I feel like there's more things I want to say about the characters, but I'm gonna get into that in a minute.
The only thing I'd add for synopsis is that the main female character in this used to be married and now her husband is dead. But people are coming after her, asking her where something is, and she
There's a
doesn't know.
mystery element.
Yeah, she doesn't know where it is, and so she feels really scared. So her friends in the police force are kind of making a perimeter, and this guy from her past shows up to like lurk, basically.
Yeah. He's like, I'm gonna protect you.
In the creepiest way possible.
Okay. Yes, and Ruby, this is pure disrespect. Sorry that we all disrespected the point of club to read outside your usual genre. It's really a journey for me because I am the only one like locked in and I enjoy the experience. Like this is what I wanted Stasia to pick. Know what I mean? I'm like, yes, pick what you're into, which is this, which is why I'm curious if she ended up liking it or not. I feel like you are usually along for the ride as well if you can get access to the book.
Yeah.
Oh, Stasia's here. Hi.
Sorry.
We're excited to have you.
Thank you.
So all we've done so far is we gave a synopsis of the book.
Okay.
We're both very curious to know what you thought. So we haven't shared our ratings yet.
All right. I'm interested to see how this is going to go.
I mean, I already saw Martine's rating, so I feel like she should speak it first.
Yeah, I haven't even marked it as anything on Goodreads, so
Okay. Did you finish it?
I did finish it.
Okay. Martine?
I gave it 1.5 stars, and I feel like the 0.5 was generous on my part.
Okay.
Fair.
Okay. I gave it, I'm going to say the same thing, but I gave it 2.5 stars, and I feel like the 5 was generous.
Okay. I also gave it 2.5, but that was just like solid, like 2.5. Like
Okay.
it was just very middle of the road for me. So yeah, you know,
That's what I was waiting for. Because
it wasn't super, which is great. I've read from this author before and
That's
I
what I was
have
gonna
enjoyed
say.
it. So yeah,
What
this
did you
wasn't
give her
it.
other book that you read? And what was the other book that you read?
I think I gave it 4 stars. I could not tell you what it is actually called though. Let
And
me go look
then
it up.
the other question I'm curious about in relation to you having previously read this author is if the other one was newer or older than this one.
I don't even know when this one came out.
I feel like it was like 20, maybe 19. Let me look.
Yeah, so this came out in 2018. I tried hopping
Oh.
on to Goodreads, but it must be down.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was
you're
earlier.
maintenance.
Okay, because I was like, I don't even know when the other one I read. Let me see if I can find
This one says 2018. Do you remember
the
what the
other
other
one I
book
read
was
by
called?
her. Because I don't honestly know what I ever read.
Same.
Okay.
Oh, yes, the other one is Give Me a Reason.
And when did that come out?
Let me look it up on Google.
I see it right here. 2021. So the other one you read is more recent.
Yeah, and I gave that 4.5 stars.
So you would vouch for her getting better.
Yes, 100%. I don't know what this was.
I think the only other thing that I said earlier, this might have been before we even went live, that I told to Martine, was that I feel like there's like categories of Kindle Unlimited stuff going on, and this definitely fell into like, yeah, this couldn't get published.
Yeah. I'm really not sure what was going on half the time. I'm just like, I thought this was a romance and it was kind of just like, what is happening?
Yeah.
I did feel it was very messy. I apologize to anyone who has had to read it. And if you didn't, I suggest you probably don't.
I mean, a lot of people self-cared and DNF'd, so that's fine
Yeah.
also. I honestly, like, reading it was okay. Like, I at no point was like, "Oh, I have to read this." Like, I
Yeah.
was like, "Okay, this isn't good, but, like, I can keep going."
That's maybe the difference between my 1 star and
Oh,
your
okay.
2
Mine
stars.
too. Yeah, Danielle, I did tell Danielle she's probably in the lineup for 2023, so we'll see what she can throw our way. Okay, I do wanna talk, I'm full spoilers now.
Okay.
One, we all know what bugged me the most was my fucking name in this book. That was it literally have you ever I know you guys both have very unique names, and I rarely see my name in a book. Have you ever read a book with your name?
Mine,
hurts.
no.
It hurts. It's literally painful.
Yeah, I have not.
Bailey,
So the
later,
daughter's name
you gotta tell me later to message you about this one book I read this past year with my name, because I'm not gonna talk about it here for a very specific reason, but I'll tell you later why it was painful.
So for anyone, most of the people in the chat did not read the book, so anyone who doesn't know what I'm talking about, the main female character's daughter that she had with her ex-husband who died, the daughter's name was Bailey Ann, and they say it constantly. Like, constantly, "Bailey, I'll protect Bailey, Bailey Ann, Bailey," and I'm like, "Okay, enough." So that's all I have to say about that.
I don't know, you as a mother, how you felt about the way he was talking about the child.
I Googled if this author has children, and I could not find the answer because the whole mother-daughter relationship and just how she wrote this child felt very uncomfortable to me.
I think she does have children.
Everything says, like, lives here with her family. Couldn't figure it out. Um, but also there's an aspect to this book where her and her daughter are, like, in danger, and in my mind, as a mother, I was always like, "She doesn't know where Bailey is right now."
Yeah.
Like, you think someone's breaking into your house, your daughter's sleeping in a room by herself,
Right.
while you're, like, trying to rekindle this spark in your special room, and people are breaking into your house. Like, if I was in fear like that, Mabel would be sleeping in my room. Like, her
Right.
bed would be in my room.
And when we were from his perspective, I didn't like the way he talked about the child.
Yeah,
I felt like it was weird.
possessive.
Yeah. He was very like mine about
Yeah.
the child.
Yeah, like, not even protective, just possessive.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
felt the same way about him during the sexy scenes.
Oh yeah.
It was very, like, staking claim, where I was like, I don't like it."
Yeah. No, I didn't like her spicy scenes either. In this book, yeah, I don't know.
She didn't use any, like, language. I feel like often I'll talk about, like, this was a weird phrase, like, she didn't say anything weird, just, like, I just feel like I didn't feel it between the characters, and
Yeah,
he was very, like, possessive.
he
The
was.
only way in which I truly felt like they fit the Beauty and the Beast thing that they kept saying to each other is that he acted like a feral animal.
Correct. Again, for those who didn't read this, it is reiterated over
Too
and
many
over and over that he is her beast. I mean, it is reciprocated in, like, the Beauty and the Beast part, but the Beast gets mentioned a lot.
Yeah.
To the point where Bailey Ann has an old stuffed beast that he won at the
No, I know.
Yeah, I don't know why they did that. Like Bailey doesn't even know what's going on. And she's just carrying
No.
this thing around. And I'm like, that's very weird for your daughter to have that.
and to out loud say that word to somebody in regards to them, it was icky. It was icky.
Yeah, it was right, like, nobody actually talks that way or, like, would
Right.
say that out loud. That's again, I just feel like the writing style felt very try hard to, like, sound nice, but it was like you could hear it trying to sound nice, so it hurt.
Yeah.
Would you rather read a Bailey or Mabel? Depends on the context. I don't think I could read a Mabel in a romance. Say more about this special room. I will. Or does anyone else want to spoil what the special room is?
Well, I was just going to make a joke referencing my dream the other night and say, Ruby, this is where the goats were.
Martine said in a chat somewhere that she had a dream that Ruby asked about this book.
And what happened to the goats? And I woke up and I was like, what goats?
So essentially the setting of this book is this house that when they were teenagers, it was like an abandoned house that they would break into. And so they had a sexy time when they were teenagers in this room when it was like an abandoned house. But then when the guy, which we also haven't talked about yet, like stakes claim that he's moving in to protect them, like starts staying in that room. Correct? No? Or like he stays in a different room, but at some point they have like a scene in the room.
No, yeah, I don't think he stays in that room because he stays closer to her.
Yeah, but again, where's Bailey? Nobody cares.
Yeah, honestly, I don't know where she is in
Until she screams, and then there's a one-page monologue about how much they care about her.
Yeah, and her safety.
or when she gets out of the shower. I'm like,
Yeah.
Bailey's very much an in and out character, which is very weird considering she's
A small
a
child.
kid, but
Stasia chose the book, and I do think that it was in the right vein because
Yeah.
she's in her Kindle Unlimited era.
I mainly chose it because I read from the author before. And I like the author's other book. So I was like, okay, I feel like it is a safe bet. But yeah, this one wasn't it. So
I mean, I love the journey. Like, again, Ruby said earlier about this whole point of the book club is to try different things, and we tried.
Also,
yeah, we all tried.
there have been books in the past where we're like, I have nothing to say about this book. But I think there are things to be
Oh,
said
yeah.
about this book.
Yeah. What I said, though, if you read my final thoughts little hidden thing, was that I feel like the outline of this book was not bad. Like, if you would have given the outline of this to somebody else, maybe it could have
Yeah.
been okay. Like, maybe a 4-star. But
Yeah, the
this
execution didn't hit.
right, like if you would have given like, okay, you're gonna have these high school sweethearts, and he's gonna get sent away for protecting his family, and the woman's going to marry this other guy, and he's gonna die, and then this guy's gonna come back.
I mean, that was also weird to me though.
Yeah,
Like I understand
he
she was
married his
like, oh,
brother.
he was there, like he helped me through it, but like you really married his cousin.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then the other thing that drove me crazy, now that we're talking about her doing that, is this main girl character, what is her name? Faith, is you could not be more dumb. You cannot be more naive. You cannot be more I can't see. I just could not. Like
She
she
really thought he
staring
went
her in
to
the
prison
face.
for 3 years for trespassing.
Yeah.
as like an underage person.
But like even like so she married this guy within 3 years
Yeah.
and
quickly.
had a kid. And I'm just
Well,
like,
and I think it was the thing of like he said to take care of her. So my thing is I feel like they stepped in to take care of Faith, and then she immediately was like, I'm gonna be with this guy. Like I just feel like she had no traits of her own other than to be who these men loved.
yeah. Yeah, which is so weird because she's talking about like, oh, like you're the love of my life, you're the only one. Like I cried about you in my sleep when I was married.
Yeah.
So why did we get married?
I also do like the setup of like when they were teenagers. Like I like the good girl and this like guy who thinks he's not good enough for
Yeah.
her. But you lost me there too. The other thing I was thinking about earlier was if later on, not when they're teenagers, but when they're adults and he goes to her parents' house and the dad like clearly does not like him and she sits in the car while they have an argument, would not be me.
Yeah.
Like if my dad was going to argue with somebody or like my significant other was going to argue with my dad, you would not catch me sitting in the car being like, guys.
Right. Yeah.
I'd be like, what are you doing? What's going on here?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, it is not specifically explicitly bad.
It's just what they use it for.
The goats were in the special room. The fake goats, yeah. His brother. It's not his brother, but they lived together.
Yeah.
Like it's his cousin, but they were like closer than cousins.
Yeah,
Also-
because he was there like helping them, like
Yeah.
helping raise them.
Ruby is here for the gossip, and so I want Ruby to know that the reason she married this cousin of his is because he, the main male character, took the fall for this cousin in a drug-related incident. Like the cousin set him
Yeah.
up to go to prison and then stole his girl
Yeah. And then had the audacity to die.
Yeah.
and took the house from him, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. So the cousin is who purchased this abandoned house.
No, he got the
No,
deed from the
yeah,
main male character.
yeah.
Yeah, no, the main guy
But
did.
we
And
don't
they
know
gave
that
it
till
to him.
later.
Yeah.
The cousin moved into the old abandoned house with the main female character.
Right.
He stole his whole life.
Yeah.
was like,
Which
"You
I
take
mean,
the
they
fall
said
for
that
this
that's like
shit,
basically
and
what he
I'm gonna steal
wanted.
your whole life." Juicy. Yeah, I mean, it really like when you describe it out loud sounds a lot more interesting.
It does.
Oh, it was wild to actually read.
None of this was. I mean, that's the benefits of coming here
Exactly.
for the actual.
Yeah, I didn't post anything because
I know.
There was
usually
too
I
much to
do, but
say.
I just feel like crap. So I haven't even been on Discord in general. But yeah, it was an interesting time.
I mean, what else did I? What else really set me on fire?
Him having a gun when he's a convicted felon?
I didn't even think about that hard. Like in my mind, I'm like, oh shit, he has a gun. You guys are being stalked.
No, he pulled it out and was like, sir, you are a convicted felon. So I looked it up, different states' laws, and like there are a few exceptions that have weird rules, but they weren't in any of those states.
Yeah, but also like he was weird. Like his entire family was in the drug realm. So
people be knowing how to get guns.
Yeah, but she freaked out about a lot of things, and she did not once question that he had a gun.
Yeah.
Yeah. We established that she's not really a great female character. She pretty much needed to get it together. Yeah.
Her the whole book.
Literally her.
Yeah. Also, I do think it's weird because she still named her kid the name.
Yes.
And I mean, there were other things just that like she still did with this other dude that I'm like, if I, when you have relationships when you're young and like you say all these things, I feel like you don't carry that from your relationship
person.
Yeah, no, she held on to everything, which still makes me wonder why she got married.
Yeah, I don't know. Right, because I do feel like in the beginning when they're teenagers, you're meant to think that she has a lot more going for her.
Yeah.
And then she just kind of like flops over and does whatever these dudes tell her.
She doesn't do anything when she grows up because he's saying like, you're too good for me because this, that, and the other, you have money, but she literally does nothing in the end.
Yeah, we don't get shown anything that she really has going for her.
Yeah, she had like zero success, or she did and it was just not mentioned.
Well, she doesn't work, right? She just like
no.
Like at no point is there mention of her having a job.
She just fears for her life.
But she's trying to start this bed and breakfast. But then also throughout the whole book, we're shown no characteristics of her potentially being good at that.
Yeah.
Like, does this woman cook? No. Does this woman show any sort of hospitality? No. But be damned, this is going to be a bed and breakfast.
Yeah, that's literally all she did. That's all she wanted to aspire to was make this
like there was
giant house, which I don't even know why she needs that giant house.
Yeah, when they said like, yeah, it has all these floors and we're just going to live on the top floor. I'm like, why are you living in this huge house?
Right. When you're fearing for your life and you wonder why you can't find your daughter.
Can you imagine being in a huge house, scared that somebody's breaking into your house? And
yeah, why doesn't she just leave?
Yeah, she literally could have left, but she loved the ghosts. She loved that it was haunted.
Yeah, true. Like but then also
will be there later.
Right, come back.
In the end, when Jace, that's his name, right, has to leave or decides to leave and tells what's his name to go there, it's like I instantly knew. You're getting so close to the end of a book. I'm like, this dude's not gonna do the right thing. So
I kept actively blocking out the fact that this main male character's name was Jace because it was bringing me too much Cassandra Clare.
Oh.
I was like, he's secretly a shadow hunter.
Oh no.
And Jace is also like kind of a weird love interest at times. So I was like, there's too much here. Separate.
Doesn't he also marry a cousin? Is that a thing?
No.
Okay. Isn't there something with cousins in that series?
Not that character, at least.
No. There are sibling things in that series.
Even better. Okay. Tangent. So overall, would you guys read from this author again?
No.
Yes, her later work.
Okay.
Because I know she could get better.
Right, you have seen proof.
Yes, I've read better.
Except that, didn't Rylan say in the beginning when I was talking about the writing style, she was like, yeah, that's what I was thinking when I was reading my first by this author, but then by the end I was crying. And like the writing style, I really couldn't deal with.
Couldn't get through.
Okay, see, I'm not big on that. Like writing style, I'm too dumb to pay attention to.
No.
And I also like half audiobooked it, which by the way, don't do the audiobook. That was amazing.
I didn't know there was an audiobook of this one.
It's on Audible only.
Oh. Okay, yeah.
But yeah. So I guess the writing style is the same.
Okay. But the plot is better.
Plot is better. Characters are significantly
Right, like
better.
that's another thing is I felt no like connection. Like I really in my heart didn't feel like these two needed to end up together.
Yeah.
They also didn't feel like people.
Everything about them were just very passive. They were just like there.
Yeah.
This is brooding man. This is dumb woman.
Yes.
That's all they were to
That's
me.
the only character traits.
Yeah.
I think I wouldn't completely say no. Like if it was I don't think I would seek out to read another book by her, but I think if like another situation, like a book club or something came up, I would probably try it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I say no, but if somebody tells me to read something and I have access to it, I will read it. So.
It's complicated, Bailey. It's not about the Shadowhunters again. The siblings. Okay. Yeah, I don't have any other thoughts unless you guys do.
Not really. I mean, it was just a mess. And unfortunately, I don't recommend this book. But
like I said, did I enjoy it? No. Was it a bad reading experience? Also no. So it was fine.
Yeah.
I've had worse experiences through this book club.
True. So I'm glad I'm still not at the bottom.
Keep Where Dreams Descend, Kayla.
I didn't read that one, so
you didn't?
No.
Don't. Okay. I'm very excited to talk about what next month's book is. So I'm going to do that briefly and then we can leave. But next month in January, Amy from A Star Reads picked the book. I don't know if either of you remember what it's going to be. This is the first time this has ever happened. She picked a book that was already on my TBR. Never happened in the history of book club. And she picked Finlay Donovan is Killing It. So this is January's pick. So hope you guys will read it with me and Amy. So I'll get the chat set up in the Discord for this soon. Since I already have it, I can do it more promptly than I sometimes do. But yeah, thanks for coming. Thanks for reading. Thanks for always participating in the book club. We're going into the third year. So here we go. And Ruby suffered through Where Dreams Descend.
I didn't have access to it, so.
It's fair. It's fair. It was a good month to not have access.
Yeah. It wasn't that great.
Yeah. So that's all I have. So bye.